Previously on Expedition Untold, would you believe it? I was with... I can't seem to remember who I was with. Actually, what was I talking about?
Welcome back to the Talltale Tavern, the monthly one-shot adventure TTRPG podcast that also does campaigns. My name is Kyle, and I am the Tavern Master and host, and we are back for Chapter 10 of Expedition Untold and the continuation of Emtiro's story. Joining me at the bar tonight, in Bonesaw... gosh.
Hey, Freak Show, you're going nowhere. I got you for 3 hours. 3 hours of pretend time.
Scott, welcome.
I didn't sign up for a cage match. Thank you, Kyle, for that wonderful intro. I feel like I'm a child in trouble right now.
This is what I've been waiting for. This is the whole purpose of this campaign, is just to have 3 hours to berate you. You think the worst thing that can happen to your character is your character can die? You're going to wish your character was dead by the end of it. For all these intros that you give me. No, I am very excited for this story tonight. Are you excited, Scott? Are you good to go? Ready to go? Just you and me?
It's going to be great. 3 hours of just back and forth role play, you and me. Yeah, I'm sure nobody else will be there.
Living Emtiro's new life.
Uh-huh.
Well, let's reopen the book, turn to Chapter 10, and continue the story of Expedition Untold. Roll the intro! We rejoin the story with Emtiro, or rather a different version of Emtiro, one who had chosen to ask his mother more details about his father instead of believing his own interpretation that his father was a genie. His mother explained to him that he was left outside her tent near the market with no note, and she had adopted him. Emtiro grew up much in the same way, but this time knowing the truth had grounded him, improving his storytelling. He was able to sell his stories. After his mother died, Emtiro had used his reach to search for his biological parents, a difficult task, as the only memories he has of them are faint. A fire Genasi woman in the embrace of an autumn Eladrin man, and that same woman running through the night with fear in her eyes. Emtiro, you sit in your office in Neverwinter, located on the second floor of a building with a printing press beneath it. You are hard at work at a large desk, outlining your next story, when your assistant, Gumbald Leatherman, an old gnome with tiny glasses, gently raps on the door.
Pardon the interruption, Master Berstero, but this man is here to see you. He does not have an appointment. He said he has information you've been looking for and is rather insistent.
The man steps inside, a bald, muscular man with a large brown handlebar mustache, wearing a button-down shirt with the sleeves rolled up. There's something vaguely familiar about him. He says, Master Berstero, thank you for seeing me. My name is William. I've read your stories. I've heard of your search for your parents. I know where your father is. And he holds out an envelope, sealed in wax.
You know where my father is. You're just going to give me the information?
Yes, I think if you see what's inside the envelope, I think that you'll be interested to find out.
I'm certainly interested. You just must understand you're not the first person to ever show up at my door claiming to have information, and usually they want something in return.
Well, I think sometimes people need to find where they came from and learn what stories took them to where they are now, and to follow their own story. And maybe I'm someone who believes that.
Fascinating. Gumbald, was that his name? Gumbald Leatherman?
Yes.
Gumbald, please bring our guest something to drink. What would you like to drink?
Oh, water is fine. Thank you.
Bring him some nice ice water, please. And I'll take his envelope, I suppose, and invite him to sit.
As you grasp the envelope, the bartender's hand reaches out further and touches yours. And suddenly you are hit with images in your mind. Memories of a half-troll and a Harengan. Friends from a book club. A mass of red slime corrupting the shard of reality. You and your friends restoring the stories of Zootopia and the Maleficent Seven. You stepping into a portal, seeing your memories and giving your younger self enough doubt to ask your mom if she really meant your father was a genie. It all comes rushing back to you, and suddenly you feel like you've been living a different life than what truly had happened.
Where are you? Where's Hugh? Where's Namby? Bartender, William. William? You said your name was William? I never asked you your name in all these years or months, possibly, that we've been coming to the tavern. Time is very all over the place in my memory. What are you doing here? Where are Namby and Hugh? Where's the ooze? Where's the crystal?
Yes, I can explain everything.
Where's my father?
He smiles at you and says, let's go ahead and sit down. I have a friend with me I'd like to bring in as well. And he looks back at the door and you can see a Thrycreen walk in with a blue uniform on, and you hear in your mind,
"This is all with consent. Hello, I am Officer Thwick. I am a Thrycreen and communicate primarily through telepathy. This is a one-way communication. Be reassured that I cannot enter your mind or thoughts. If you wish to speak to me, you must do so audibly unless, of course, you have the ability to communicate telepathically back. I can communicate through any language, but I only understand Common, Dwarven, Elvish, and Gnomish, so please use one of the listed languages. Thank you, and it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance."
The ooze is attacking. Something is in my mind.
No, I apologize. No, this is all with your consent. This is how I communicate as a Thrycreen, as I cannot speak.
and
Okay, yes.
William
Sorry,
says,
let's going on.
Let's sit down for a second. And you see Gumball brings in a water and asks Thwick if he would like a water as well. And you can see there's like a moment of pause where you can tell Thwick is repeating the same thing to him into his mind as Gumball just stands there like trying to figure out what's going on, and then leaves the room, brings back a glass of water as you all sit down in your office.
All right, so Thwick, this man has information on my father, on Huguenard, on Namby?
Yes, I suppose maybe, William, if you would start with what happened, what brought Emtiro here.
And William says, yes, Emtiro, you know that you've been going through some stories and have been fighting a red slime monster that has been affecting the memories of some people, like the memories of Toad, one where it affected your memory, and Namby's and Hugh's. Well, this creature is called an Oblex. Oblexes are ooze creatures that feed on memories. For the Talltale Tavern, they are like small pests, like mice in a cellar. I have encountered larger ones before, but they typically don't pose much of a threat. I didn't think that they could pose much of a threat. Obviously, I was very wrong. Somehow this Oblex became powerful enough to consume the entire tavern.
From my compendium of creatures, Oblexes can become powerful enough to consume memories and mimic other people. But there have never been any reports of one so powerful as this one.
And you see he's got like a couple books in his forearms where he just is kind of like flipping through different like reports and different files.
From our timeline of events, it doesn't seem like it started as powerful, but very quickly became big enough to take down the tavern, you, Namby, Hugh, and William. Then it got access to the Shard of Reality.
When the Oblex gained access to the Shard of Reality, it gained access to the stories and the ability to change them. Every time a story is changed, the people in them get new memories, more food for the Oblex to eat, more power for it to gain.
The less it has to do in each story to change it, the more it can consume. So it prefers to make a single change which alters the outcome dramatically. The The way it does this is incredibly intelligent. When it eats someone's memories, it knows their past and the decisions they've made. It can tell which memories are most pivotal and deviously presents those memories to the person to relive. If the person chooses a different path, with the power of the Shard of Reality, it makes that change happen, thus creating a new version of their story.
The new stories are more fragile than what actually happened and much less permanent. If a reality is unstable, the Oblex has to put more effort into keeping it. In the version of Zoonopia that you lived, it had changed something in Toad's past. But Toad is a strongly willed individual. Keeping him in a rage took effort, meaning the Oblex had to stick close.
From what we can tell, the Oblex can be in 3 places at once, another puzzling piece of this problem. It is exceptionally powerful, but has recognized you, Hugh, and Nambi as major threats since you have already reset 2 of its corrupted stories. It's currently putting all its effort into containing you 3.
Well, we will have to outdo its effort. How do I reunite with my friends so we can destroy this disgusting monster? Also, can I do any sort of... I don't want to accuse them of being recreations of the monster, but I'm trying to think if there's any way I can prove that they're not recreate. They just told me that it can, recreate people.
You can do a perception check while you're listening to them, and do a perception check.
Oh, that's a good roll for me because I don't have good base on that. That's 17, 16 plus 1.
You've had some up close and personal experiences with the Oblex, and what you remember now is that the Oblex, when it strikes, when it hits, it smells faintly of sulfur. And that's something that, at least sitting at your desk, looking at them, they seem genuine and you don't smell any faint smell of sulfur.
How can we destroy this monster? How can I be reunited with my friends?
Well, we're still trying to figure some of those details out. I can tell you a little bit about my story as well. William tells me that you would be familiar with the story Killing Time.
Yes, I am fairly familiar with it, but I would still love to hear from you.
Yes, this was my
not
story.
hear from you, but internally think from you.
Oh, right. This was my story. I believe you heard a different version. In my story, my dear friend Hooks died. We entered one of the time spheres that had appeared, and Hooks was once again with us. Or so we thought. It became clear to me during our investigation that he was not the true Hooks, and I confronted him. He revealed himself as the Oblex and fled. Despite it being much less powerful than it is now, we were unable to stop it, and it escaped. The next thing we know about the Oblex is that it was in your tavern, destroying it. And it was much more powerful than it was when I encountered it. In our story, we tracked where it came from, which led us to the Talltale Tavern, where we met William. And that's when we kind of teamed up and put things together.
So you followed it to the tavern and met William, and William... Well, you had not seen it before. They came after the tavern was attacked?
William kind of crosses his hands and puts it, and kind of folds them up and sets it on the desk. Thwick came to me in his story, and because I exist in a lot of these stories, he was able to find me in his version. And it was a different time than what happened with yours. His story happens a bit in the future from when you guys live in Daggerford and go to the Talltale Tavern Book Club.
Normally I would find this overwhelming, but given my past events, this tracks.
There's something about the Shard of Reality and the space above it. When someone enters into the space above a Shard of Reality, sometimes they feel led to tell a story. And if they feel led to tell a story and tell it, and as you have experienced, the pages fly in the tavern and form into a book and rest on the shelf, that story is true. Have you ever heard of a causality dilemma? Such as, which came first, the dragon or the egg?
I am familiar with which came first, the dragon or the egg, but I've never heard it described as a causality dilemma.
Yes, that was one my friend here told me that's the proper term for it, and Thwick just nods. Essentially, sometimes when someone tells a story, it's something that seems very obvious that it has already happened. Sometimes when they tell the story, it seems like the story became true as they told it. This is the nature of the area above the Shard of Reality and the nature of the Talltale Taverns. And it's why I have built the taverns over there and have been the story keeper for many years.
So we can use the Shard of Reality then to connect me back to Huguenot and Namby and save them?
You see, it's not quite that simple. Currently what you are what we call rooted in this story. If we were trying to portal you to another story, you wouldn't be able to see the portal. Your friend Namby is rooted in her story as well. This part of your story has to do with meeting your father. Until you do that, you'll be rooted here. Thwick and I have been looking for him for a few months, for your father, and we've finally found a lead.
Despite your parents being a fire genasi and an Eladrin, there weren't very many leads to go from. Finally, we found evidence of an Eladrin male in autumn form named Freylin Elderwind, who was present in Calimport around the time of your adoption. But we think he is your father.
We don't know anything about his story until recently, when he was captured in the Feywild by a bullywug. The bullywugs have a ceremony coming up where they sacrifice prisoners to their queen. He is slated to be one of those sacrifices. You'll need to get to the Feywild and disrupt the ceremony, saving your father, to become unrooted. Go ahead and open up the envelope.
Okay, Imtiro just burns away the outside of the envelope, somehow
Nice.
not damaging the paper within.
You open it, you burn away the envelope and take out a piece of parchment which reads, "You are cordially invited to the wedding ceremony of Adrastia and Barb." This is an event that occurs in a story you probably know called Wild Love. You just need to attend the wedding and do not disrupt or do anything to change the events of that story. A portal will open, taking you to the Feywild. From there, Thwick has a map which will take you to the Fuzzy Fur, a tavern in the Feywild.
In our search for your father, we came across a very lucky find. A bullywug who doesn't believe in the rituals of his people. His own brother is being sacrificed to the queen as well, and he is counting on your help. The Fuzzy Fur is where you'll meet him.
And so that's how essentially we can get you unrooted from this story to rejoin your friend Hugh, who is in danger.
Do you think I need to worry about encountering the red ooze over the course of this?
Almost certainly. We believe that the ooze is here in your story currently to prevent you from meeting your father or saving your father. And so it most certainly will be there to stop you, kill your father. I would keep a keen eye out.
I will keep an eye out, and I will make it rue the day that it chose to come between me and my companions.
And you said something earlier about, do we have a plan to stop the Oblex from from continuing this? Do we have something? And he glances at Thwick and looks back at you. We have something in motion, but it's too risky to tell you in case you come in contact with the Oblex and it's able to eat your memories again. For right now, the most important thing is for you to unroot yourself from this story, to rejoin your friend Hugh, who is in danger in his next step of the story in the crowning AI achievement world.
Oh, Huguenot would hate it there. Oh. I mean, at the mention of danger of Hugh, Imtiro's just going to stand up. Let's go! Off we go! Gumball, prepare my riding pants.
Right away, sir.
He runs out. There is something else, William says. I can sometimes tell where characters from a story are, and I think there is someone in that bar that you'll know from another tale. I'm not sure who it is. They may or may not be helpful to you. Now, the wedding is at 11 o'clock, an hour from now, in the city of Everlund, about 19 days travel from here. Thwick has a scroll of teleportation for you to use. The invitation should serve as a linked object to take you directly to the Temple of Suni, where the ceremony will be.
I do not know how I'm gonna explain stealing this from the evidence locker, but I suppose since this reality is fragile and will likely reset once Amtiro finds his father, then it won't be an issue because I'll never have taken it.
Careful, Thwick. If you think too much about it, you'll get confused again. Amtiro, after you find your father and rescue him, you will be unrooted and you'll be able to travel out of here. I want you to take this, and he hands you a piece of parchment paper with words from Crowning AI Achievement on it. When it's time for you to leave, this will take you where you need to go. Right now, Hugh needs you, and this will take you to some very kind people who will be able to get you to where he is.
Okay. Gumball, cancel the riding pants. Find do we still have that magical dressing box? I need something to wear for a wedding.
Oh, yes, of course. Let me wheel it in.
He wheels in a wardrobe. A wardrobe that contains all of your clothes, I suppose.
I was just seeing if I could get you to have to pull up that random rolled clothes montage.
The random roll.
Just a quick. We have an hour until the wedding starts, right? I mean...
So you can get dressed.
Yeah, I gotta get. I'm going to a wedding, my friends. I must look presentable, of course. So I need to.
Right. I would make sure to hurry. I know that we have an hour, but there is a chance that this teleportation spell doesn't work. You see, it's a. He's flipping through some papers. It is a 7th level spell, and you don't have the ability to cast this spell, so you'll have to do an Arcana. A check to see if you even can, and well, I'm going to help you, and then help you through it and give you some guidance, and then William has a spell he'll use on you as well to help you cast it. It's a DC 17 that you'll have to hit, on
an Arcana check.
No, it's your spellcasting modifier. So it's your spellcasting.
I see.
Ability. So your charisma.
Okay.
And,
my friends, the fates would never be so cruel to bring us all together with time to spare and not have time for a fashion montage, of course.
Great. Would you like to show off some outfits for them?
Of course I would.
I guess so. Sure. Show us what you got.
What do I need to roll, Kyle?
On this is I have to actually pull it up.
Yes.
So this is.
Yes, you do. You got an hour. And Tiro's sort of like a fashionably late kind of guy to a wedding, you know.
Okay. All right. So give me 3 D20 rolls.
Hell yeah.
In this this is the random attire.
All right, we got a 17.
Great. So you walk into this wheeled in dressing room that has a curtain on it, and there's a button in there, this magical room that you can press that will magically transform your clothing, and you walk out with a giant blue puff jacket, leggings, and a pair of green Crocs. So, like tight black pants.
I love this jacket, but I don't think that the Crocs are appropriate attire for the Feywild. No.
I think it looks fine.
William's like, I don't know.
I would like to do the spell.
And I roll a 12 on my next one as I walk back in.
Oh, you come out with a leather jacket, some like distressed jeans, and combat boots.
Oh, now this I do like though. But I don't know. It's a little informal. One more try. And
okay.
I got a 16 this time.
You come out with this full sequined disco shirt that's like shiny and shimmery and silvery. You got bell-bottom pants, and you're now sporting a brown mustache.
I use my pinky fires and burn away the mustache. Say, Gumball, this was a terrible idea. Please just bring me my tuxedo.
Yes, excellent, sir. And he brings a tuxedo in for you. Amazing.
All right. Now let us get to this spell, my friends. Sorry, I just felt so invigorated to be myself again.
So go ahead and so you're gonna roll with your charisma modifier. You're gonna roll 2 d20s. This is Thwick who's giving you the help action, and then he's also giving you guidance. So you get a d4 on top of that. If you fail on those with the advantage, then you get to use William's Fortune's Favor spell that he's casting on you that allows you to roll an additional d20 to try and get it. And so this shouldn't fail.
A d20 plus 4, and I have to hit what?
17.
Okay, so we got this. Let's see.
The teleportation's a 7th level spell, so 7 plus the 10.
First attempt, Kyle, with the guidance, a 16. So
that's...
I'll try again. I guess I have advantage. Let me roll.
You have advantage.
Yep, I did not get it. I rolled a 1 on the guidance, and then an 11 and a 7, so a 16.
So that was with advantage, right?
Yes, with advantage.
So you've got the Fortune's Favor now that he's casted, so you get an additional d20 that you get to try and use to hit it.
Yeah, but I'm stuck with the 1 on guidance, which is not ideal.
Right. That's
so I need to roll at least a 12 on this die.
Okay.
I rolled an 11.
So you try to cast the spell. Thwick is there. You have triple advantage. You have it's a +4 with your charisma and guidance. And you cast the spell and the words from the text fizzle away on the page. And Thwick puts his hand up on his head. Oh no. That was it. That was our one thing. We don't have a way to get him to the Feywild. He can't get to Everlund in time for the wedding. And then Williams says, "No, we had a backup plan." And Thwick's like, "No, it's not gonna work. Who knows if it's gonna work?" And Williams says, "It's okay. It's okay, Thwick. We're gonna try it."
My friend Thwick, do not worry. The backup plan will definitely work. The fates could not be so cruel. This is just building tension in the story.
Wonderful. I sure hope that's true.
William says, "Okay, so the backup plan," and Thwick takes out a spell book and starts flipping. Thwick has a spell that we don't know if it's going to work. This is dangerous. The spell is called Banishment. What it does is it banishes you to a demi-plane, another plane of reality, or it takes you back to the plane that you are from. Being that your father is an Eladrin, it's possible that you were born in the Feywild. If that's the case, then banishment will take you to the Feywild. You could have been born here, you could have been born elsewhere. The way we'll know is if we banish you, if Thwick banishes you, and it lasts a minute, and then you stay after that minute.
And where will it send me if I was not born in the Feywild?
It will, if you weren't born here, then it will send you to a random plane. A harmless plane, you'll last there for a minute, and then you'll be right back here. And then we'll be back to square one. But this is a last-ditch effort. We don't know where you were born. And, of course, if you don't want to take the risk, you don't have to, but risk isn't terribly too much. We don't know where you're going to land in the Feywild. Of course, you'll have to figure out a way to get to the area, to the Fuzzy Fur. Time works differently here than it does in the Feywild. Sometimes a minute here could be a lifetime there, or a lifetime there could be a minute here.
Well, there is no risk too great that I would not take it for my friends. And I feel a sense of hope that the person assisting me on this possibly time-altered mission is Thwick, a man who has been there himself.
Okay, I've got the spell pulled up. I guess we'll try it. If you land in the Feywild, great. You'll probably stay there. If you're somewhere else, then you just have to be there for a minute. So, here we go.
I say to him, "Thank you, my insect friend, and unfortunately, I hope I will not see you again."
You say that You don't want to meet them again? Is that what
Well,
you said?
because I'm going to go to the Feywild and not come back in a minute.
Oh, right.
That's,
Oh, right, yes. Well, we hope to see you again, but not in a minute.
Yes.
Right? Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I did not mean to confuse you on this. I just was trying to, say something meaningful before I left.
Great. So he goes and casts the spell and says,
Farewell, friend.
and William says, good luck. And he casts the spell and boom, you find yourself standing on a mossy ground in this land that is at twilight where the sun is. Is there a sun? You're not sure, but you look around and see multicolored trees, some toadstools, and come to the realization that you were born in the Feywild. A minute passes, and you are there.
Now to find the fuzzy... What was it?
A fuzzy fur.
Fuzzy
and you
fur.
have Thwick's map with you, which
Thwick's
is
map.
relative to, to the Feywild area that was in Everland. To your knowledge, it was 19 days away on foot in the material realm. But you look around and you see someone coming out of a hole. And crawling out of the hole, you see a satyr of average good looks, I would say. Mm-hmm. He pops out of the hole and he's holding a wand with a lot of different colors on it that are kind of spinning around and has these like different arms on it. And he kind of brushes off his pants and looks up. Oh, hello.
Hello there, my friend. Do you know... I'm sorry, I'm new here. I'm looking for a location that is quite far away, possibly. The Fuzzy Fur? Have you heard of this?
Oh, yeah, I know it.
Excellent. And how would I get there? As quickly as possible.
Oh, well, it is relatively close.
Oh, that's wonderful news. How close?
Well, physically far, though.
Okay, that's less wonderful news. How can I turn the physical into the relative?
Well, if you... There would be a couple ways that you could do it. First, welcome to the Feywild.
Oh yes, I'm so sorry. Hello, my name is Imtiro Berstero. I am a bard and I am in search of my two friends, Huguenard Rockbridge and Namby Pambleton, who are in great danger if I cannot help them.
Ah, excellent. My name's Christopher.
Hello, Christopher.
Yes, so if you were to walk in that direction, it would take you 32 days. Probably.
That is not going to work for me, Christopher. I'm going to need...
Oh, but it is relatively close. If you see, my hole over here actually connects right close to it. And so, right through there is where it's just a quick crawl.
Huh. You want me to enter your hole?
Yep.
Christopher, I don't mean to insult you, but we have just met and I am weary of potential dangers.
Oh, it's quite safe.
I get a good old insight check on our good friend Christopher here.
Sure, get an insight check.
God damn it. An 8.
He's so just nothing. You can't get any read on him.
I hate Christopher so fucking much. Well, if you tell me true that this will take me to the Fuzzy Fur, I will trust you. What would you like in return for your aid?
Oh, do you have any copper coins?
Any copper coins?
Yeah.
I actually don't know the answer to that question, Kyle.
You would have some money on you. You'd have brought some. Mtiro is a wealthy man in this reality, and so he would have some money with him.
I'll happily give him some copper coins.
Well, if you crawl through my hole and you give me 2 coppers. But if you give me 2 coppers, then I have to give you something. And he says, would you like this? And he holds out the wand.
2 coppers for a wand. What sort of wand is this, my friend? You owe me nothing, to be clear. Your aid is more than enough.
It's a magic wand. It does quite a lot, I think. And he like throws it and casts it, and like a bunch of like butterflies fly out of it. I didn't expect that. But I've just stolen it, so it's mine now. But I could sell it to you. And
Stolen
it would be yours.
from whom?
From Dave.
And is Dave a powerful sorcerer? Should I expect his vengeance to fall upon me?
No, he's not a powerful sorcerer. He's an archfey.
Oh.
But he won't come looking for it because it's mine now. He wouldn't steal anything.
But it would become mine if I gave you 2 copper.
Oh, right, because I've stolen it, which is mine now, and if you bought it from me, it would be your wand.
Well, I do not wish to purchase this wand from you, but if you insist on me taking it in order to enter your hole, then I will take that risk for my friends.
Okay. So you exchange the copper, he gives you the wand, and you follow him over to his hole.
Great.
All right, and we go.
Writing down that I've got this wand from Christopher now that I'll never use.
You hold it, and you realize it is You've heard stories of this wand before.
I've heard stories of this wand?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a wand of wild magic?
Yes. It is is that the name of it? Wand of Wonder.
Wand of Wonder.
So yes, as he hands it to you, you realize
wand. That's what plays.
You realize this is the Wand of Wonder, the wand that he gives to Diandra to hold on to.
He never told her that it was stolen from Dave.
You do not remember that? Nope.
Yeah. So I'm worried about this Dave guy now. He's gonna be pretty pissed. Okay. Well, thank you for the wand, I guess. And now I've jumped in the hole. What happens when I jump in the hole?
He jumps in and he kind of disappears in the darkness, and you crawl through and then pop up, and you are in a meadow that looks like there are trees that arch up, and it looks like kind of the area where there is it would be like a chapel on the other side. And so you see the trees kind of arch up and kind of curve up at the top.
Shit.
And you see a lot of like grass on the ground, moss, very similar vibe to where you were before, but still twilight. And Christopher pops out. Yep, we're here.
Christopher, my friend, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to ask you this. Could I borrow a copper?
Oh, sure. And he takes it out and hands it to you.
And then I say thank you as payment, and I give him the wand back.
Oh, of course. And he takes the wand back.
Perfect. I was told specifically by Thwick to not alter the story, and you said this is the wand that Diandra gets, so I'm not taking the wand.
Okay. So we're all settled then.
Yes. Thank you very much, my friend.
Wonderful. Then you hear it's like a crack of thunder that you hear. And then all of a sudden in the middle of the area, you see a half orc. You see Diandra, and you'd recognize the first half orc as Rolagar. You see Barb and Adrastia in their wedding attire kind of appear on the mossy ground, and they're starting to wake up.
I move away from them so they don't see me.
Go ahead and give me a stealth roll.
Okay, good. Let's see. I got a 16 on my stealth roll.
Okay. They are really groggy, really just coming to. And none of them passed that. I gave them all just disadvantage on a perception check to see if any of them would have possibly noticed. And you rolled good enough that you go and hide in the brush, and you see them wake up and kind of try and make sense of their surroundings and see Christopher standing there just with this dumb smile on his face, and they start to talk to him.
This is the most like Back to the Future 2 any of these episodes have felt to me. I have to not interfere with the first movie, okay? All right, and I have a map now to where the the fuzzy fur is. I keep wanting to say the
Yes.
fuzzy nipple, which is awful. But I think that might be the name of something in a show that I've seen.
You take out Thwick's map, and you think the fuzzy fur isn't terribly far away. You know, you're able to kind of figure out the area, and you set out to find it. The perpetual twilight and strange atmosphere of the Feywild make the journey interesting, but you're able to find a well-traveled path that leads you directly to the bar. As you approach the location on the map, you see a wooden building made of living trees as corner posts, and there's a large porch on the front and a wooden sign that reads The Fuzzy Fur. Out front on the porch is a blue furbog with a cherry red nose with an apron on, casually sweeping.
Hello, my friend. Are you... I'm sorry to disturb your hard work sweeping here. You're doing a marvelous job. This is one of the cleanest porches I've ever seen, but is your establishment currently open?
Oh, yeah. Welcome. This is my tavern, the Fuzzy Fur. Just sweeping the porch here, thanks. I think it's looking pretty good. But yeah, we're always open. So if you want to come on in, we've got drinks, we've got bread.
Two of my favorite things. Marvelous. Thank you. Suppose I'll go in.
All right, you walk in and you see an assortment of small round tables, chairs, and a large wooden bar. And the bar is completely empty inside except for one individual, an elderly satyr sitting at the bar with a glass of wine in his hand. Zaz, will you please join the table?
Oh no, not this old drunk.
Hello.
Now I know why he
Welcome,
might not
Tyler.
be helpful to me. Fucking Zaz. Okay, well, I'm looking around and I see Zaz, so I suppose I know I'm looking for someone from a story to try to help me, so I will kind of sit down next to him. It's a nice place, isn't it? Hello.
Yes, I do love this joint. Oh, such great atmosphere, you know? It is so wonderful. I am sorry, I did not introduce myself. I am Zaz, the bard. What is your name, friend?
Zaz, wonderful to meet you. A bard, a fellow bard in the wild. My name is Antiro Berstero.
Tiro, it is wonderful to meet you, my friend.
And how is Zaz is an old man, right? Like he is.
Yes, he's an old man satyr. Yes, he's an old man. You recognize him pretty instantly from, knowing you were looking for a character. You would have known pretty quickly as walking in that was Zaz with a glass of wine in his hand.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I didn't recognize immediately. This is just occurring to me. You are the Zaz?
Yes. I am the Zaz, as in, Zaz and his three pals. We journeyed all over.
The legends of Zaz and his three pals. I heard rumor that you had passed away, but...
Well, I don't know about the others. I thought I was supposed to be meeting them here. But, they say something that's alliterative, and I get confused, so First tavern that I found with alliteration in the title, Fuzzy Fur, I thought maybe it was the Fairy Fire or the Furious Fletcher, something. But this tavern's as good as any.
Well, it's fortuitous that you're here.
Is it?
I think so, because I don't know if you've noticed, but we're in the Feywild, and I think, personally, I am lost.
Yes, the Feywild is a place that is easy to get lost in. Absolutely, my friend.
I was actually here. Perhaps you could help me because you are a great adventurer. I know this of you of legend.
I appreciate it.
But my father has fallen upon hard times in the Feywild. He's to be sacrificed for a queen by some bullywogs, and I've come to rescue him.
Well, you may be in luck. I do happen to speak bullywug.
This could not be more ordained by the fates, my friend. Let me buy you a drink.
Oh, well, now you are my friend. Come on, grab a seat. Join
the
me.
copper that I got back from Christopher earlier to buy Zaz a drink.
You look. There's no bartender, so you have to call out, and the furbog walks back in, and goes back behind. Oh yeah, what? And he looks at the copper coin that you have, and is like, oh yeah, whatever you'd like. We've got ale,
watered down ale, ale with flowers in it, ale that turns you green, ale that smells funny. We also have wine, but we're getting low. And he glares at Zaz a little bit. We also have bread, watered down bread, bread with flowers in it, bread that turned green, and bread that smells funny.
I think we'll pass on anything that changes our color or smells funny. Perhaps a wine for my friend, even though I know your reserves are low.
Yes, of course. And he takes out a carafe and refills Zaz's glass.
Thank you.
All right, so you can speak Bullywug.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say I'm actually a member of a Bullywug band, and I believe we have a gig coming up.
A gig, you say?
Yes, so I could introduce you to, the rest of the band. You know, Zaz and the Bullywugs.
Zaz and the Bullywugs. And do I remember the name? Isn't there a Bullywug that I'm looking for or that I know of?
You know that you are going to meet a bullywug here at the bar.
Okay, yes. Okay, well, I would be thrilled to meet your Bullywug companions then.
Absolutely. I get here early just to set up, and Zaz takes out just his little pan flute and gives it a little toot. He goes, "Yep, good as ever. I think I'm ready." But, the sound check can't go without a little bit of lubrication, and he takes a big swig of wine.
Tiro, you notice when he has to test out his pan flute, you'd think just like a small toot would work, but he has to blow pretty hard because Zaz is hard of hearing. Yeah. And so he's blows it pretty hard to be able to hear it.
I've never heard such tones, my friend.
Yes. But you say you're familiar with my work, with my adventuring. Do you have a particular favorite?
Well, I love the story of you defeating Lord Arthuritis, of course.
That was fun. That was fun getting back with the old gang, Zaz and his 3 pals. We had Rex. Rex was quick and nimble, always running in, running out. We had, what was his name? Malter, a pit bull of a fighter. Just amazing skills. And then we did have a healer. Yes.
And what was her name again?
It escapes me now, but in fact, I want to show you something. Hey, Malter, and you don't see anything, but you do kind of get this feeling that there is something near you, and you kind of notice that something jumps on my lap, and I say, "Yes, since I haven't been with the old gang, I started missing Malter, and my phantom hound here kind of keeps an eye out, and I just took to calling him Malter because just look at his scrunchy little face, which neither of us can see because it's invisible."
It makes sense that you would replace your keen-eyed friend Malter with a hound to keep an eye out.
Yes. He was always on the shooting his crossbows. Many adventures the 4 of us had. Rex and Malter and the healer.
Truly, you are some of the greatest adventurers that I've heard tell of.
Yes.
But I am very keen to meet your new companions, though.
Oh, absolutely. They should be here within the day, I would say.
The door to the tavern opens, and in walks a very muscular green bullywug in a leather vest with a massive wood-cutting axe strapped to his back. He points to you, Tiro.
Fire 1.
He walks up to you and takes out a potion and holds it out to you.
Speak Bullywug.
Will this make me speak Bullywug? I ask Zaz. I don't speak the language he's speaking.
Is Zaz familiar with this?
You said
no,
you
not
speak
familiar.
Bullywug.
Not familiar with this one.
Not familiar with this guy at all?
This little
potion.
interaction here?
Oh, great.
No, this is all new to Zaz.
Okay. Well, you know what they say, friend. You might as well try.
I see no other choice. Why not?
Might as well. Bottoms up.
Bottoms up.
So you drink the
Just
potion.
drink this strange potion from this man to get the ball rolling. Let's go.
And and he sees you drink it, and then you see him, speaking in Bullywug, but you understand it now. Is this man with you? And he's talking about Zaz.
This man is with me of sorts. Just met, but good, strong friend.
Does he share with the ideals that you and I have, where we have similar feelings towards the cruel practices of my people?
I don't know him well, but I do believe. Zaz, you speak Bullywug, right? So you know what's
Absolutely,
happening?
I understand
you're
these
here.
questions that you are asking about me, sir.
Yes, Zaz, my friend. Are you willing to perhaps aid in the
Yes.
survival of saving of my father? Yes?
Oh, sure, whatever, absolutely.
All right, he does seem to share our ideals.
Yes, that'd be something to do. Oh my goodness. Sounds fantastic. Another adventure.
My name is Mups. I was visited by an insect friend who told me to meet the fire Genasi here. And, are you Mtiro?
Yes, Mops. I am Imtiro Berstero, and this is Zaz.
I am Zaz, the bard.
It is nice to meet you. Well, I'm not sure how much you know exactly, but I will start with my story. My brother and I are farmers. We wish to grow, to nurture, and to provide. Our people commit evil. They capture and torture others, stealing, all to impress the queen. Those who impress the queen get a higher rank in our society. We are not agreeable to this way of life. Tomorrow is a sacrifice ceremony where my brother will be presented to the queen for execution.
And my father as well is to be presented for execution, so we are of the same mind that we must stop this.
And we want to stop the execution, yes? And there's a queen? Is she beautiful? I would really be interested in this queen.
She is very ugly. She is very big, very ugly.
I don't win them all.
But is she wealthy? That's another question.
Yes, she possesses all the riches of all of the Bullywugs. It is our society. She is the queen.
These guys, the way they say the queen, it's like the Kenyan Knuckles meme, the do you know the way?
Do you know the way?
They say
Yes,
the
the
queen.
Yep, that's what I was hearing too.
My brother was caught possessing a heretical text.
What was this text? No books should be outlawed.
It is his story that we have come to love, about someone like us who defied the norms of his society and stood up against them.
Was it about a bard and his 3 pals going on an adventure? Because if that was the story, I guarantee you it was all true.
No, it was not that story. This was a story of a small grung and his escape from his society where they would enslave others. And on the way, meet a friend, a large, very, very large tabaxi. It is a story of his triumph. It is very special to us.
My friend,
But
I
but
noticed
heretical.
the thematic similarities between you and the great Grung paladin Toad, and you have met the right bard for this journey, for I personally know Toad and can speak to his virtue.
You have met the great Toad.
I have met him. I have shaken his hand with this very glove.
You mean it is not just a story?
Stories can be as real as reality, my friend.
Wow. Yes, well, he was caught with this story in his hands and is being presented to the queen tomorrow for sacrifice. What is your father? What have they taken him for?
Truthfully, I'm not sure. I've never actually met the man.
He is, Fire Genasi as yourself?
That is unlikely. He is an Eladrin.
Well, we must stop the ceremony. What happens in these ceremonies is the prisoners, the sacrifices are brought forward in cages, and they are unlocked, and right as they are unlocked, the queen will choose to take one of them.
whoever she takes, that person who the presenter who presented that one will gain a rank in our society. She typically just takes one. And that will likely be our opportunity. I am not sure how to get you in to this ceremony. Either of you, I suppose. Only bullywugs are permitted to be there.
Are there ever any forms of entertainment at these gatherings? You know,
Oh, yes.
a little lively music, little dancing.
There is always lively music.
You know, I do perform in a band, Zaz and the Bullywugs. We're pretty good.
I believe it is your band that will be playing tomorrow.
Oh, well now there is a fine coincidence, my friend, and he takes another swig of wine.
Okay, good.
You were meant to perform at this ceremony and you did not know?
I go where the music, calls me, but, well, actually, where the bullywugs say, hey, we're meeting up here and we're gonna play some music. But this sounds very fortuitous for us. You came here looking for someone, you found me. I was here drinking and you found me. So clearly I am meant to help you.
I can't fault your logic. Your reasoning is sound.
Yes, yes.
We'll take all the help we can get.
So Zaz, this man Zaz will be here. Will be there. I do not know how to get you in. Mr.
You could be my roadie. I have always wanted a roadie, someone to carry my gear. Real musicians, real performers have people who come along and they carry their gear for them, and Zaz just starts getting out like other instruments, like he's got a lute, and he's got.
I was hoping it was going to be just the pan flute. That's just my one job.
Well, I believe I'm playing the pan flute, absolutely. So this honestly probably all we need. And he kind of tosses it toward him, Tiro.
Good. This is perfect. I'm not very strong, so this is probably about all that I should be carrying for you. I mean, if it will get me into the ceremony, I'm happy to be your roadie. Otherwise, the only thing I could think is something quite foolish, like presenting myself as a sacrifice.
Ooh, I like that idea.
I may prefer the one where I'm not on the chopping block.
They only present 2 at a time.
Okay.
So there may not be 3. They would not accept you as a 3rd sacrifice. But I do not know if they would get you, if they would allow you to enter as a roadie, just to hold the instruments. But we can try.
I'm not much for playing instruments myself. I can play a little bit of the flute if necessary, but I did not keep up with my practice. But I assure you, they will let us in.
Then I will meet you there. What time do you have to be there early to set up for your performance before the ceremony? I will meet you there.
Sounds wonderful.
All right.
It will be a real bash, a real party.
And he hands you another potion and he says, take this tomorrow morning so you can speak bullywug tomorrow.
The potion only lasts for one day?
Yes, it will last you the rest of the evening today.
Okay. Thank you, my friend. What was his name again?
Mups.
Thank you, Mups. When we get there, should we have some sort of signal, anything on when we should, leap into action, so to speak? What sort of defenses do you anticipate preventing us from saving? How many bullywugs will there be? Are there any that are allied with you, or is this a 3-man mission?
There are many knighted bullywugs around that will be present. When the queen shows up, we keep our distance as she selects one of the sacrifices. That will be our moment to jump in as the cages are unlocked and the queen shows up.
Okay.
To take the sacrifice.
We will see you there.
And he nods and heads out of the bar.
He seemed a friendly fellow.
It's very difficult for me to tell. That's the first bullywog I've ever spoken with. I don't know their usual demeanor.
You spoke it very well. It's one of those languages. Doesn't translate to common very easily, but if you're looking for a word for murder, they have about 20 different ones. It's fantastic.
I have to fill up my thesaurus while I'm here.
Absolutely.
Are the other bullywugs, in your band, do you suspect that they would be aligned with us?
Kyle, what would Zaz's feelings, I don't know if he knows them well enough.
I don't think that you know them very well at all.
I feel like Zaz wandered into the Feywild, got basically kidnapped by some bullywugs in my mind. It's just playing music for them.
I don't think Zaz knows much about them. I think they know all about Zaz because Zaz tells them all the sorts of stories and things, but I don't think he knows very much about his bullywug band.
I truly believe that they will follow my direction. If we give them the wink and the nod and the little nudge, they should know what's up.
Well, that is good enough for me. I will have no choice but to trust in you, Zaz.
I mean, what better choice is there?
Jared just stares down at the bar.
Well, you hang out at the bar for about another hour or so, and then the rest of the band start to show up, the bullywugs. And,
there they are.
And so these bullywugs are nowhere near as muscular and big as as Mups when he came in. This is 4 other members of the band that are scrawny-looking bullywugs. And they come in and join you and set up for their band, and one of them has just a big string on a big like can barrel that plays like this bass, this like swamp like bass thing, basically like what's the ride that's canceled from Disney now?
Country Bears.
Yeah, like Country Bears.
Or
Country
Splash
Bears.
Mountain?
Splash Mountain, I was thinking.
Okay,
but yeah, Country Bears is a good way. Is a great one. But so that's the vibe of this band with Zaz and his pan flute as they set up on the stage, and you guys start performing. And as the night goes on, there are a lot of different fey creatures that join. Some fairies, a couple other bullywugs, a couple furbolgs, and it's not terribly crowded, but there's a good amount of people present.
And how's the music sound? How's the performance?
Zaz, give me a performance roll.
Quite
no
the
matter what
interesting
this is,
combination.
It sounds amazing.
I was going to give you advantage because they're helping you, but I don't think so because it's hard for you to hear the rest of the band. So it's just going to be a straight performance roll.
Oh, don't worry. That's a nat 20.
Ooh, a nat 20? It's
20
amazing.
For a 28 performance. I think we're doing all right.
It's amazing. And you see the crowd is just loving it. More people are coming into the bar, and it starts to get more and more packed. You've got your pan flute case open out front, and people are throwing in flowers and stones that are interesting, all sorts of kind of random bits and bobs into it as tips as you guys continue to play the rest of the night.
I stand in the back, and as the roadie, when Zaz is doing his like pan flute solo, I shoot up a big fireball, like just a flaming hands behind him when he hits the high note on the solo, so he looks really cool.
Amazing. Yeah. There's a fairy girl in the front that just,
woo, we love Zaz!
And just like screaming.
Woo!
And it gets pretty rowdy in there as there's a lot of people, a lot of celebration, and you just see a bunch of people starting to worship Zaz almost as he's playing his pan flute.
Way to go, Zaz.
Yes, that's why I love it here.
Wow, the stories didn't do justice to Zaz's amazing musical ability, I must be honest.
It's something I don't get to show off very often. People are usually annoyed by it, and I don't know why. And I would hit like this high, super harsh note as like really go at it.
Excellent. Yeah, you hit that high note. It's just like, and then like the rest of the band goes quiet, and you just continue to rock out the solo, and it just is an amazing night. Tiro, you have a great time here in this bar. Yeah, in this
Poor
bar in the
Huguenard's off
Feywild.
dying and crowning AI achievement. I'm just having a rock show with Zaz.
Yeah, so the night comes to a close. There are rooms here at the Fuzzy Fur, and you can get a room for the night, and you guys can both stay there tonight. Anything else that you want to do tonight?
I'm not
Anything
sharing
before-
a room with Zaz. No, absolutely not sharing a room with him. He's gonna bring that fairy girl back and be up till like 4 a.m. I don't want any part of this.
There's just a hay bale out back where Zaz sleeps. He doesn't even have a room. I think that's really why the barkeep is pissed at him. He drinks all his wine and doesn't actually rent a room.
passes out in the
Passes out in the gutter.
good.
The only thing Zaz would want to do is introduce Tiro to the other bullywugs and be like, hey, he's following me around for our gig tomorrow. I'm going to teach him the ropes. He'll be our roadie.
Give a persuasion roll. Are you
Yeah.
there too, convincing them, or it's probably just Zaz? Give a persuasion roll, Zaz.
That's a 16.
Okay, they don't seem to care. They shrug.
I toss Tiro the pan flute and say, tune that up for me. I think it was a little sharp today.
Right away, Zaz, and I just put it in my pocket. I'm not doing anything to this. I don't know how, and I know he won't be able to tell anyway.
So you guys go to bed and wake up and gather together in the bar, and Bimble, the Furbog bartender, has cooked you up a breakfast. It's eggs, but it's all different shapes of eggs. You're not really sure what eggs you're eating from, like what the creature is, or multiple creatures, but is serving you these like fried eggs of different sizes. And you have a quick breakfast, and
I just want to clarify, none of these are going to turn me green.
No, not green.
Perhaps I should be more specific. Are any of these going to change the pigment of my skin at all?
Oh, no, it won't. Nope, you won't be changed in any other color. That's our that's our breakfast toast. Though, if you'd like that,
No, I'm
it will
fine,
turn you
thank
green. Okay.
Would I look more like a bullywug if I was green, though? I don't know what color bullywugs are. Are they all green? Or are they different colors?
Well, you've seen a couple tonight. You would see most of them are brown, green, yellow-ish colors. Not like bright changes, but there are subtle differences between the ones that you saw tonight.
I don't think it's going to really make me look like one of them no matter what. So I'll pass on the green bread. Just eat an egg.
So you head out, and you walk through the perpetual twilight of the Feywild. It's the exact same brightness out, no matter day or night here. And
How do we know when to sleep in this place?
No, you sleep when you're tired, friend. You find a spot, you lay down, you sleep, you wake up, you find a place to drink.
I was meaning to ask you about that, Zaz. We had access to a room, and yet you chose to sleep under the lack of stars. I find that, fascinating.
When you've adventured as much as I have, no place really feels like home, and so finding a place to camp, more or less, really just brings comfort. Also, hard ground, much better for your back. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Who knew?
That's why you seem so especially spry for a man your age.
No, I can't fly, but thank you for asking.
Good. All right. Keep walking.
So you keep walking, and Tiro, you are carrying Zaz's stuff. You've met up with the band.
Just the
band's
pamphlet.
together. They are
In a bag.
they are carrying all their own stuff. They're not letting you touch any of their stuff, even if you tried to ask some of them to carry some of their stuff. The other members are carrying their own things. And you walk through the Feywild, passing trees of all colors, a stream where the water doesn't touch the riverbed below it. There's a cluster of walking mushrooms that offer you a mushroom sandwich. And then you finally arrive to the swamp. You trudge through some swampy purple sludge until you reach a large stone archway designating an amphitheater before you that is built into the side of a hill. There are 2 guards in shining armor in front, 2 bullywug guards, just in very polished, shining armor in the front, who immediately lower their glaives at the sight of you, Mtiro.
Hold. This ceremony is only for bullywug. This fire one is not permitted.
No. He is with the band. Zaz and the bullywugs are playing. He is, as you can see, carrying my very important instrumentation.
My friend, this is a very, very delicate instrument. Only trained hands may hold it, and Zaz is far too important to carry it himself with his great skill. If you wish to have a performance during your queen's ceremony, you must let me in.
Zaz and Mtiro, I guess, give me a perception check.
Perception check? Okay.
Yeah. You guys can both do this.
Fuck.
Zaz got a 14.
Okay, well, you did 10 better than me. I got a 4.
4. Yeah, unfortunately, that's not gonna get you anything for this. But you see the guard standing there. Go ahead and give a persuasion check, Zaz, with advantage from the help from Mtiro.
Ooh, good. That is a 31.
You see that the one of the bullywugs looks to the other, and like you see him like walk up, and you're pretty good at reading lips, Zaz, because you can't hear so well, and you can tell he says to his friend, "That's Zaz from the bar last night," and then he says, "Oh yeah," and he says, "Right away."
Yes,
yes, of
thank
course.
Thank you.
And
we are
allow
happy
you
to
to
be
come
here
through.
for this wonderful gathering. I don't remember what it is, but I would assume it's going to be an amazing event.
Yes. Well, it is another ranking ceremony, and so yes.
What are we ranking? Are we ranking like favorite pies?
No, this is the rank where one of us gets a higher rank in our society.
Oh,
Sacrifice
fantastic!
to the
Let's
queen.
go, Mtiro. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Of course. Just trying not to draw attention to myself now that they've let us in.
Zaz would whisper to Mtiro, "Did you remember to drink your potion today? We're good on that, right?"
Yes, of course. I meant
You
I
could
was going to
understand them?
specifically say it earlier, but the DM kept, we were walking, he kept describing. It felt better to
He
just
does
wait.
like to talk a lot, I've noticed. Yes. As we break the fourth wall here.
Yeah, I know. Zaz can't hear well in the universe, but he somehow hears out.
Yes. A constant
the fourth wall.
narration.
Yes.
Constant narration.
Mtiro, you're confused of what he's talking about. Like somebody is narrating what's happening.
Okay.
You walk through the arch and you see multiple steps down on the side of a hill, and these are like large, big, platform steps where some bullywugs are starting to congregate. And you look around, you see about like 10 armored bullywugs stationed around the arena. At the bottom of the amphitheater is a bit of land that's like a stage area, and then it extends out towards a large swampy lake of open water. The platform for the band is up front to the right and is pretty close to the water. You can see where there's like some big braziers of that are lit, some like brazier, like sitting on the ground, big fires that are lit. The main area that's like 20 feet away from where the band sets up. And so you all go down and set up there and start to play music as a lot of the bullywugs arrive. As the amphitheater packs with bullywugs, you do see Mups show up, and he goes and sits in the front row fairly close to you all and kind of gives you a nod.
A slight nod of recognition.
Eventually, a trumpet is blown by one of the armored bullywugs, and a large toad on a cart is wheeled in. The toad is wearing a headdress made of bugs, some small, some rather large. The toad has purple eyeliner on and pink lipstick all around its mouth, and it's placed at the center of the stage just before the water behind it. Next, 2 cages are wheeled in and placed right in front of the large toad. A bullywug wearing a feathered cap steps forward with a piece of parchment. And the gaps between the bars on the cages are thin. Go ahead and make a perception check if you're... I know, Mtiro, you're probably trying to see what's in there. Zaz, I'm not sure if you're trying to see what's in the cages.
All right, 16.
You can see on the left side there is a larger form in there, and you can see what looks to be a bullywug of like greenish yellow color that is in that one. And to the right, you can see a smaller form. You can see a little bit of long auburn hair through the bar as the light kind of glints off of it. The announcer bullywug, the kind of smaller one with this feathered cap, the piece of parchment in his hand, steps forward and says,
Let the ceremony of ranking begin. Today we have 2 presenters who wish to bring a sacrifice to the queen. Whichever sacrifice she accepts, the presenter will be rewarded with a new title, Ribbit Ribbit, and the crowd responds with Ribbit Ribbit. First presenter today is Sir Gullyweed, valiant of Toditch, an impressor of females. Donning the helm of a fairy warrior, a brown bullywug steps up with a very tiny helm sitting atop his head with a rope tied around his neck to keep it in place. He's wearing shining armor as well. And he steps forward and starts to speak. Today I present one of our own, a heretic, reading a book of lies, and he holds up a book in his hand, and the crowd murmurs and croaks a bit. A book that would undermine the queen. For this, he must be sacrificed, and he tosses the book into a brazier on the stage, into one of the fire pits. Our second presenter today is Lieutenant Umptegillion, Slime Ward of the Hut, Lord of the Roundworm Circle, and Muckborn. He presents today with the sword of the man he brings forward for sacrifice, a long sword of Eladrin make, and a green bullywug holding a shining golden white sword steps forward. Today I present a prize, one that I have taken from our nearby raid of Butter Pond. We were victorious, and you hear some like cheering from the crowd. Collecting many trophies, including an Eladrin warrior, and he points it to the cage. A prize fit for the queen. And the crowd goes quiet as the announcer takes a large feather off of his cap and walks toward the large toad with makeup and a headdress on and tickles it. And the 2 presenters turn their key on the respective cages, and the walls of the cages drop, revealing a greenish yellow toad in a leather vest with a massive bag over his head and his hands tied behind his back, and an autumn Eladrin man with long autumn hair that extends below the bag on his head, and clothes made of leather and yellow, brown, and auburn leaves. His hands are tied around his back as well. The toad, being tickled by the feather, croaks loudly, and a tentacle rises from the water, grabs the toad, pulling it under. Then rising from the water, a huge frog-like being rises with a wide mouth, 3 eyeballs atop appendages on top of her head, and 4 long tentacles swinging around in the air. The eyes flash red, and the entire complexion of the beast turns red. It looks downward at... I'm gonna flip a D2.
Not daddy.
At Freylin Elderwind, the Eladrin, and goes to bite them. Everyone roll initiative.
Shit.
Oof. Oh, that's bad.
Oh, well.
Zaz may get a quick nap in before his turn.
I'm feeling invigorated, Zaz, because I got a nat 20 for a 23 on my initiative.
Ooh. Nice. Love it.
Mups, with his advantage on initiative rolled poorly.
Right.
Zaz, what was yours?
4.
4. Mtiro?
23.
23. So as the queen rises from the swamp and her complexion turns from green to red, you can see all the bullywugs around are afraid of the queen. You know, they are not running up to her to worship her. They're all very hesitant about being around her as she is going to select her sacrifice. And she rises up, going down toward Freylin, toward Mtiro's father. Mtiro, you are up first.
Cool. Mtiro pulls out a piece of paper as his action and writes out the insane logic of the Feywild taking into effect. The cage that was housing Mtiro's father springs to life, revealing it was a creature all along. And I burn the paper and cast animating performance on that cage. And it, I don't know, like 2 slats of it like fall down and turn into legs, and 2 more turn into arms, and then that's my action. Bonus action, I command it to grab my father and run away from the queen.
Oh, awesome.
With its movement, and then I will give a bardic inspiration to our bullywug friend, who I can't remember his name again.
Mups.
To Mups, okay. I say. Now is your moment, my friend. Seize your brother and let us make haste.
Excellent.
Then the cage, the dancing item cage, we'll just try to pick him up and carry him away if he can. Or slam shut on my dad and carry him away.
Cool. So it is able to scoop him up and pick him up. Do you want it to close? I mean, if it closes completely, then it kind of feel like it'll lose its effect, right, of being this dancing thing. I guess it could close
I have no idea.
Okay. Let's say he picks him up. This cage picks him up, and then what's his movement speed?
It's 30 feet of fly speed. So.
Oh, wow. Okay. And it's the same size?
Yeah, I guess whatever size it was. It can be large or smaller inanimate objects, so I assume that the cage did that.
Yeah. It will have to only go 15 feet because it's only going to be able to move Freylin 15 feet with its while grappling it, I think, right?
I guess, that's grappling, I suppose, then. Sure.
Like carrying as
I don't know. We rule these things very loosely, so I'll accept your 15 feet. That's what it normally is.
I feel like that's what I usually do.
If you're grappling somebody, then yes, that is what it is. But we've had turns where Valley Jack carried Nambi and moved freely.
It's true, but he might have been 2 sizes. I think he was 2 sizes larger because he was his large form, and Nambi was. I think Nambi's small.
She's definitely small.
Okay. Freylin is a medium-sized creature, so it will be 15 feet away. But it's very close. You guys were 20 feet away from him. Now you're within 5 feet of Freylin and your cage. And it is his turn. He let's see, what can he do?
What can Freylin do?
His arms are restrained. He's got a bag over his head. He actually looks to you two, to you guys standing there with his bag on his head. And he says, my hands and my sword. I can help. And that is his turn. It is Bregan's turn, and he is currently restrained. Bregan is the brother of Mups.
Mups and Bregan.
He will be able to get 15 feet away. Actually, the legs are tied up, so he can't move. So he's restrained. So he's just gonna stay there.
Bregan is stuck there.
Bregan is stuck there, and it is the Queen's turn. The Queen is going to now switch its focus to Bregan, and will hit Bregan with its bite attack.
Silvery barbs it, if it hits.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just gonna do that right away.
Misses.
Hell yeah, and I give advantage to. I'm gonna give advantage to Zaz.
Okay, great. Misses with its bite attack with that silvery barbs, and instead is going to misses with the bite attack, and then it's going to throw 4 tentacles. It's the direction of Bregan.
Fuck. I can't silvery barbs all that.
First one is a natural 20.
Oh, good.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
For 29 points of damage.
Fuck. Okay. Bregan's probably got 200 health, we think. Probably. He's like a barbarian. He's mid-rage, I'm pretty sure.
And he's going to swing another one at Bregan, is going to miss.
Good.
I need to walk this back because it only gets 2 attacks, tentacle attacks.
Oh!
I thought it had 3. Or I thought it had 4 tentacle attacks, but it only has 2.
That's great.
So
news.
Bregan, first tentacle attack hits, takes him down very low. Second tentacle attack whiffs and misses. It is now going to shoot its tongue out like a rubber band out at Freylin. And Freylin has to make a strength saving throw as this tongue latches onto Freylin's body.
I should have given him advantage, but I was like, Zaz could use it.
Fails. The tongue grabs onto his body and whips him back within 5 feet of the queen. And so now he is right in front of the queen again. And that is the queen's turn. Bregan is still up. He's looking weak, but he is still up. It is Mups' turn, and Mups, seeing his brother very weak, is going to charge forward, and he is going to rage. And he takes out this giant axe. It looks like it's a wood cutting axe, but it is massive. He holds it with 2 hands, and he's just going to start swinging at the queen. His first attack.
And he has a bardic inspiration, I believe. Don't forget.
And he can use it on attack rolls?
Yeah. And if he does that, he'll do additional damage because of my mote of potential.
He's definitely going to use it for what does he get?
He gets thunder damage equal to what he rolls on the bardic inspiration, I think.
What's his bardic inspiration
D8.
die?
Sorry.
A D8.
They have to make a constitution saving throw or take thunder damage.
Excellent. Well, he rolled a 10, but with the D8, he got a 4, which is going to hit this massive frog beast.
Thick.
So first he does 14 damage with his great axe. As he swings it, it does an additional 11 points of radiant damage. As you can see it swing in and it glows with light and does some extra damage on that. And then what is the damage for the bardic inspiration?
The queen needs to make a DC 15 constitution saving throw or take thunder damage equal to the number rolled on the bardic.
Rolled 26.
I think she succeeded.
So it doesn't take any additional damage?
No additional damage then.
Okay. And +3 because he's raging. It does 28 points of damage that first swing on the queen. And he's going to swing again. Only a 12 to hit on the second one. And but he's going to recklessly attack.
As one should.
And hit. And does an additional 15 points of damage.
She's bloodied, right? Already? She's probably
I thought she was down.
Yeah.
Runs forward, charges forward, and slices at her with this giant great axe. The first one hitting with this fury of divine power, hits her, and then swings and hits her again. And he is raging as well. Zaz, you're up.
Okay. So we've got. I just want to make sure I'm keeping this track. We've got Mtiro's dad tied up. We've got Mtiro himself. We've got Bregan. He's on our side.
Yeah,
he's
still tied up. Yep.
Is it just the queen then that we're fighting?
Yes, as of right now.
As of right now. Okay. In which case, I think, Zaz would try to cast Hold Monster on the queen.
Okay.
And attempt to cut the fight short, potentially. So she needs to. What is it? He needs a piece of iron. Yeah, he would reach into his music bag and pull out like a little jaw harp, kind of mouth harp thing, and yell at her, "You interrupted, my beautiful tunes." And she needs to make a wisdom save. 16.
Fails a 12.
Hell yeah.
All right. So she has the paralyzed condition. Wow.
And that is a legendary resistance that she's going to burn on that.
Bitch.
That's fair. That's fair. Oh, man.
Anything else for your turn, Zaz?
I don't think so. I mean, bonus action, can I do anything? Oh, let me give, I want to give Bardic Inspiration to Mtiro. And that's a D10.
Ooh.
Just so you've got that. Zaz would say something like, "I'm going to help you with your daddy issues."
Thank you, Zaz. I'm not used to feeling so inspired from others. Normally it's me doing the work.
Oh, trust me, I understand that. So yeah, you've got a Bardic. She burned a legendary, but yeah. Okay.
So, you cast the spell, you think you've got her, and then the eyes just like flare this intense red, and it seems to drop the condition that was going to happen on the queen.
Curse you, DM.
And
Then yeah, that's my turn.
we are great. We're back at the top. Mtiro, you're up.
Okay. Well, I've got that nice bardic from Zaz now, but I'll hold off on it just yet because I don't have too many things I don't want to go and physically fight it right now if I can avoid it still. I'm sort of along Zaz's mindset here. I think what I'm gonna do is it's ill-advised, but I really want to use my new spell. Is this a creature?
Yeah, it's a creature.
It's susceptible to the charm monster spell.
I think so. I think Charm Monster works on like all monsters.
Yeah, it just
and
says
creature.
A creature. Yeah, so
Because creatures are like everything.
I just assumed anything not humanoid, at least, it would work on, and this thing doesn't seem very fucking humanoid from what I've heard so far.
I don't think so. I think it's a
Yeah, Mtiro's going to try to appeal to the monster, to the queen, even though she'll make this save with advantage because Mups hit her. She needs to make a wisdom 15 saving throw or be charmed by Mtiro. He's like putting up his hands like, "No, we do not need to fight. Trust me, your beautiful majesty. What are you doing? You don't want to eat these lowly creatures, please."
It's the sound she makes as she rolls a 22 on her wisdom save.
All right, I figured she was likely to save, but I still wanted to try it. Then with my bonus action, I want to command the cage to try and get my father's sword and cut his hands free.
Okay.
As its action.
Excellent.
Cut his feet free too, I guess. But
that is, I would allow that because it's able to. I mean, it's like it's like an item interaction, but like it's like one attack. So probably one of those things. I'm gonna say one of those things.
Those things it can do.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I would rather cut his own hands free so he can cut his feet free on his turn. So
okay,
that's what it will do, is cut his hands free. And as I'm commanding I want him to give the sword to him too, if he can do that as part of that one object interaction, if you'll allow that, DM.
Oh, your sword?
No, his sword, my father's sword. That was,
right.
What happened to it?
It's in the hands of the guy who presented it.
Oh, I thought he ran away or something when the queen came out. I see.
He did. He's close by. He backed up he's close to the band, but he is like backed up, like not wanting to get close. He can't really go too far that way because the way the hill is and the way this is all kind of an enclosed area, sort of. So like he could run up the hill if he wanted to, but he's kind of back up against it.
I'll just give my rapier to the thing then to cut him free with. Give him my sword then that way or whatever.
Okay, cool.
I just want another person to be part of this fight, and as I'm doing I'll yell out, give him bardic inspiration as well as part of that same bonus action, because you can do that with the animated thing. I'll yell out to my dad like, "Take my sword and help vanquish this vile fiend."
Okay. The cage runs up to him and slices open his hands, gives him the rapier. It is his turn, and he cuts the rope off of his legs. And I'm going to say that's one of his attacks. The other attack, he is going to cut the rope around the hands of Bregan. And so Bregan's hands are free. And then he is going to kind of square up and look up at the queen. Bregan has his hands free, and he is going to be able to make a check to try and untie his legs. No problem for him. He's able to definitely untie this. No problem for this guy who's a farmer. You know, he's a farmer from him and Mups' family. Able to untie his legs. He stands up and looks at the queen, and he's going to try and get out. And he's going to...
Oh, all of these guys, by the way, they have 10 additional feet of movement speed because they're near my animated performance.
Cool.
If that helps get away from the fucking tongue range, apparently.
Yeah. So Bregan is going to throw a couple fists into this giant frog. He is going to, and he's got like this open hand technique to some of his strikes. First one is going to hit for 8 points of damage. And he's going to try and stunning strike.
We got ourselves a monk.
Which is going to be wisdom saving throw. A lot of wisdom saving throws for this. That's a burning. He's burning another legendary in resistance to Queen as she fails that saving throw. He's going to be able to hit one more time. And hits for 12 points of damage. Slap into the giant body of this massive frog beast. And then he is going to spend another key point to disengage using Step of the Wind. And he is going to sprint away.
You know, Kyle, I know you haven't listened to the Lament of the Void episodes yet, but one of the characters in that is playing a grung based on the Battletoads, who's estranged from his two brothers. And you describe this one guy wearing a leather vest and this other one doing giant like punches. It just reads as Battletoads in my head.
These are just the Battletoads.
Yeah.
Amazing. So after Bregan smashes a couple fists into this massive beast, use a Step of the Wind to just like backtrack and able to sprint 35 feet away. That is his turn, and it is the queen's turn. And the queen is going to look down now at Freylin, and going to try and use a bite attack, and that will hit.
Silvery barbs it again.
Of course.
Let's hope it doesn't.
It misses.
Oh, hell yeah.
Unbelievable. Unreal.
Who's going? I'm going to give advantage this time to...
What does the silvery barbs look like as you're doing this to the frog? What is specifically happening? Both times it's tried to use its bite attack.
Both times it tries to bite, Imtiro throws up his hands and like shoots out a big flash of light with fire or whatever to distract it for a second before it goes
and
to
like
bite.
misses with its bite. And then is going to use... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I guess I give advantage to Mups if I didn't say that. Or fuck, no. I give advantage to Freylin because he might get pulled again. Sorry, that's what I wanted to do.
Gotcha. It's going to hit for 2 tentacles onto Freylin. So hits with the first one for 13 points of damage. And then swings with another one and hits for 22 points of damage onto Freylin. The queen's gonna stay put where it's at, and that's it. Mups, it is Mups' turn. Mups is going to run and grab Freylin and try to sprint away. And so he goes and picks up Freylin, and Freylin allows this to happen and is able to move 15 feet away from the queen. And as Mups does that, he lets out a battle croak and just this large croak, and then basically inspires you guys to all have advantage on your next attack.
Nice.
If you do that. Attack or saving throw, I believe. So that's what he does. He is going to take an opportunity attack as he does that. The opportunity attack that he's going to take is going to be a swallow attack.
Oh shit.
Or the bite attack.
Okay.
And it is directed at Freylin and misses. Rolls a 17 on it, which is a miss for Mr. Freylin.
Wow.
Nice.
And Mups is able to grab him and get away, and he is about 15 feet away from the queen. Zaz, you're up.
All right. Man. Okay. Now that we've got advantage, that's going to be... I'm going to throw another 5th level spell at it. Specifically, this time I'm going to throw Guiding Bolt. Does an 18 hit?
18 will hit.
Hit the queen. I'm going to roll just to see if I crit. Nope. All right. Guiding Bolt at 5th. 8d6.
That's a lot of D6.
That should do 32 damage.
Of what type? What type of damage?
Radiant damage.
Okay. The guiding bolt. Anything? Does the guiding bolt look like anything specific?
It's like a really fuzzed out. It's like a lightning bolt, but then like if you fuzzed out a lightning bolt, like into staticky.
Nice. The queen takes that hit. Now is not looking near as good as it's looking. You could say it looks bloodied now.
Nice. Nice.
As that guiding bolt rips into it and just sears into its side. Anything else for your turn?
I'm gonna go ahead and just. Who has Bardic right now? Everyone
I've
has
got
Bardic?
it. And
Your dad's got it.
I gave it to my dad when I gave him the rapier, and all he did was cut his feet free and Bragan's feet free. Mups used the one that I gave him when he attacked with his battle axe earlier. I don't think anybody else has it. I've got one.
Okay.
My dad has one. Mups and Bragan do not.
Then I'll give Bardic to Mups, and shout, "That's it! That's it! We must take down the queen!" And that will be everything for Zaz's turn.
Okay. Mtiro, you are standing next to Zaz in the band currently. There's nobody in front of the queen right now. Mups is with your father, about 15 feet away from the queen. Well, actually, technically 20 feet away from the queen. You see Bragan has run away. Bragan still has the bag over his head, or Bragan has taken the bag over his head.
Okay, good.
Freylin still has the bag over his head as Mups has just basically carried him away. What are you going to do for your turn?
Mtiro's going to look at this giant bullywug queen, and as is his custom, smoke is going to start to eke out of his mouth and curl its way toward her as he starts whispering dissonant messages to her, letting her, "You do not want to be part of this fight. You're too injured. You want to run. You want to leave." And that smoke will tendril its way to her, and she needs to make a wisdom saving throw, DC 15, or use her reaction to move her speed away as far away as she can from
Said
us.
wisdom saving throw?
Yes.
Natural 20.
What the fuck is that? How dare you, sir? A successfully the target takes half as much damage. All right, so yeah, she still takes half of 3d6 damage. So roll
What
that.
type of damage?
I think psychic damage, but
Okay.
I'll double check here in a second. Yeah, psychic damage. So she will take 7 psychic damage from that. And then I think I'll have since the cage is there already, I'm just going to command it to do a slam attack onto her to try to do a little more damage, I guess.
Okay.
So let's see. It's force empowered slam. Move is what to hit?
Oh, and the others got further away because they started their turn within 10 feet of your table, right?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
reminded me of that?
Yes.
Okay, so they're all 10 feet even further.
Excellent.
So they're doing great. They're 30 feet from her.
And she is going to be starting
father
her
is.
turn with 10 feet less speed.
Less, gotcha.
Because of
Good.
the table. It makes an attack to hit on her that's definitely not going to hit. A 13 to hit, I think.
A 13 to hit?
Or wait. It's a 15 to hit.
15 hits.
Hey, that's what we like to see. And okay, only 5 damage, but still. The thought that counts. And I will. Who else needs a bardic inspiration? You gave one to Mups, so I give one to Bregan. There we go. Let's toss out another one. Bregan, your fists are flying with a fury I've never seen before. Keep it up. We're just inspired.
Thank you, Fire One, is what you hear. Thank you, Fire One.
Magic cheerlead. Magic cheerlead.
Your father is...
Dead.
He drops dead. He has an aneurysm on the spot. You never get to speak to him.
Oh, darn.
Your father lets Mups let go of him, and he stands there, and he's gonna run. He's gonna keep going.
Is he gonna take that bag off his head?
He's not.
Weirdo.
He's going to run.
I don't like this guy. I don't want him to be my dad.
He's gonna cautiously run. Just move his movement speed away.
Yeah, you better be cautious running with a bag on your head.
30.
Why? And he also said, "My sword, I can fight." I thought maybe he would do
And then,
something,
yeah,
and then he
nothing.
just started.
Nothing.
My dad's abandoning me again. What a punk ass.
He doesn't have. Well, he has a sword now.
Yeah, I gave him my rapier. He's stealing it. Fucking thief.
I don't think he's gonna charge back in at this.
I mean, I
point.
don't blame him. I'm just
So,
more
I
curious
don't
about why
think
he's
that they're-
hiding his face under the bag still, like a weirdo, while he runs.
I guess since that's his only thing that he's doing this turn, where he's just running away, he will get to his spot and take off the bag off his head.
Okay, good. Is he hot?
Roll perception. You're kind of far away. There's kind of a lot
Is
going
my
on.
dad?
Can,
What do I
can
have to look
Zaz
forward
also
to?
roll for this?
Yeah, I think Zaz, you should be able to.
Yeah, go
You
ahead.
can see this guy.
Okay, cool.
I got a 12 on my perception check.
I got a 21.
A 21. And
How
a
hot
12.
how hot is Mtiro's
You can
dad?
see a young Automaladron man that after he takes off his bag off of his head, Zaz, you can see that he in Mtiro, I suppose you'd see this as he turns his face toward you and kind of looks backward toward where all the action was, that his eyes are scars. That he does not have any eyes.
Fuck.
That they are
Dead
scarred
eyes.
over.
That explains
Almost
so
looks
much.
like red, like kind of burnt scars over his eyes.
Red burnt scars. I don't like red.
Well, like just that tinge of like a Zuko scar. That
I
makes
see,
sense.
okay.
So
With that, can I tell, are they like new scars? Like are they freshly healed, or is this like ages?
it looks old. It looks old.
Okay.
From hard to sort of tell from this distance, but they don't. It doesn't look like a new thing.
You know what, guys? Now
Doesn't
that he
look
was
like
running
they're
with the
injured.
bag on, makes more sense.
Makes total sense.
Yeah. So that's his turn, and Bregan is going to follow suit and kind of go up next to him and look and kind of glance back at this ceremony, kind of seeing if Mops is going to come up as well. And it is the Queen's turn. You see the Queen, very injured, takes a step back into the swamp, and then you see its eyes flare with red again and turn toward you, Mtiro, and use its tongue attack on you. And so his tongue shoots out as a rubber band, kind of like boom, and sticks to you. You need to make a strength saving throw, DC 18.
It hasn't been Mups' turn, right? Since he gave us all
No.
advantage. And I have Zaz's D10 Bardic Inspiration.
Yes. Yeah.
So we'll see. Oh, that did not land on the table. Where'd it go? Hold on. Reroll. Hold on. Oh, well, Kyle, it looks like I'm not going to be needing Zaz's inspiration or the advantage because I rolled a nat 20 on my first attempt at this.
Nat 20. Incredible. The tongue sticks to you, and you just quickly like flare your flame, so it like
I burned
so it
that
just
piece of
like
shit red ooze off of me. Yeah.
that tongue like retracts, and then it turns to you, and it is going to step out of the swamp to get in range for its tentacle attacks. Actually, holy crap, its range is just good, is just fine from where you're standing because you're 20 feet away. It is going to hit you with trying to hit you with the tentacle attack versus an 18 to hit.
Yeah, an 18 will hit.
You're going to take 25 points of psychic damage.
Psychic damage.
Oof.
Psychic damage.
Interesting. Okay.
As this tentacle hits you, and you are hit with the memories that you have experienced of your friends, of the time before this lifetime, of your friends in distress, of saving Toad and when Toad was dead. You're hit with those feelings as this tentacle hits you, and it is going to try and hit you with another tentacle and misses with a natural 1.
Okay.
And whiffs right over your head. And that is its turn, and Mups is up and sees you being engaged upon by the queen, and is going to change directions.
Mups.
I will help you, Fire One.
And he charges forward,
Hell yeah, Mups.
and he is going to charge forward and make 2 attacks on the queen. As Mups charges forward, you see him with this giant great axe swing into the queen. The first one hitting with that divine energy that hits her, as well as the slicing from his great axe. Slices into her, turns it around and swings heavy into the side of the queen and just chunks right into her. Total of 44 damage that she just took, and she looks very bad. Zaz, you're up.
Hey.
Looks very bad and is trying to, and looks like it is slinking back with fear.
Okay. I don't have any advantages or any bardics, if I'm remembering correctly. So we're going to...
Did you ever... No, I never gave you a bardic. I don't think. No, okay.
And I only had that advantage for that one round. And
But you... Yeah. Oh, and then Mups' round came up. Yeah.
Yep. No, you're all good. Let's attempt to Guiding Bolt again, but this time just at a lower level. It'll be a 4th level Guiding Bolt.
Cash.
I don't want her going anywhere. That is a 24 to hit.
Yes, that will hit.
Yeah, let's roll that damage. 26 damage.
Nice.
That
26 damage. You hit the queen opens her mouth, and this guiding bolt charges into her and out the back of her head, and you can see that the body starts to fall, and as it falls, it changes form into this ooze, this red ooze, and shrinks down, and now there is a pile of ooze on the ground that looks like it is trying to get away.
That was unexpected.
I don't want it to get away. We must destroy that vile abomination.
All right, then I'm going to bonus action Shillelagh and walk toward the ooze.
Be careful, my friend.
Can you use guiding bolt and the shillelagh?
I think you probably can't because it has to be a bonus action regular spell
And a
then
cantrip.
a full action
And then
cantrip to do
the
two at
opposite.
once.
Yeah.
So I don't, but I do start walking toward it. Nope, you're right.
Okay,
It's
you
been a
can
long
get
time since I played a magic
I know.
user.
Well, it's also, I think it's kind of a silly distinction, I'll be honest.
you can get to it. So you can get right up to it.
Okay, yeah, I'd go up to it. I can't do anything at it, I don't think.
Just play your music at it.
No. Okay, nope, that'll be it. I just walk toward it. I want to be... not in melee, but 5 feet from it.
Okay. So you want to be 10 feet from
10
it?
feet. Put me, 10 feet.
If you think. Okay, all right. Cool. We're back up to the top. Mtiro, you just saw the Queen turn into the small form of the Oblex. Just the ooze that you would recognize as the Oblex. Looks like it's trying to get away. Mups is still right there, as like right close to it. Zaz is pretty close to it. What would you like to do?
You say it's trying to get away. Does Mtiro have any sort of understanding of like, if I kill this right now, no portal will open to get me to Hugh, or?
You remember you've seen the situation twice so far, where the Oblex has released from its owner, or from whatever it was tied to, and then opened the portal itself, gone through, and then you were able to follow it through the portal. You have a page from Crowning AI Achievement in your pocket from William, and you're not sure what that does. You're not sure exactly how that works.
Tyler, what do you think? Should I go up here and try to kill this thing?
You're asking the wrong person.
I know. I just need someone
it's
else's
red.
input.
It's oozy. I feel like we should just. You don't leave a fight unfinished.
This is true. And well, I'll just hope that there's some other way I can find my friends then. And I'm in the heat of this moment. Mtiro's so pissed at this thing anyway. He follows Zaz's suit, and he casts, as he's walking up to the ooze, though, he casts Flame Blade because he doesn't have a rapier anyway, so he just throws out his arm and turns it into a fire sword. And is just gonna try to hack at this fucking red ooze that is ruining his life. I miss every time I try to use this fucking spell, I swear to God. That is a 14 to hit.
I don't think that's gonna hit.
Even with Zaz's Bardic Inspiration on that and a +7 to hit, 14 is the best I could do.
Boop, that's bad. I mean, it's red ooze. It's got an AC of like 2. I don't know.
I know, it should. I agree.
Yeah, no, it does not succeed. You do not hit its AC.
Great. Swing and
as
miss.
you whiff on it, the ooze transforms, and you suddenly find yourself looking at yourself laying on the ground, and it looks up at you and says,
You think you can kill me? Go ahead and try.
Okay.
anything else for your turn?
I literally can't because I used my bonus action to make the Flame Blade and action to attack, so
Okay.
I hate this ooze. Get out of my face, you disgusting fiend.
I'm just wondering, are the bullywugs like doing anything now that their queen is like ooze?
Just got fucking blasted.
Yes. Yeah, in this moment you see everybody, like the entire area is, you hear weapons, you hear weapons like training on you guys at this moment where it's like their queen is dead. You hear some shrieks, some croaks. There's a ton of activity happening now that the queen is dead. It seems fairly chaotic at the moment. There's a lot of people in this amphitheater, but there are about 10-ish people, or the 10-ish bullywugs around. It is Freyland's turn. He's relatively unaware of what's happening up there because he doesn't
Have eyeballs.
have eyes. Yes. And so he's going to ready in action and stand kind of close to Bregan. Bregan is going to lead him out, seeing that the queen is dead, and is going to take him, and they are going to dash together out of the area to get out, seeing that the queen is dead. It is the Oblex's turn, and you see a portal form relatively close, and it's going to try and get out of the range of Mups and rush out. So it's going to take an opportunity attack to try and get to this portal.
And from me, right?
And from you. Yeah, you're right in front of it.
Yeah, where's my table? Does it get an opportunity attack? Or not table. Fuck the cage. I always call them tables.
They're all right. It's all right there. Yeah, everything was like right there. I'm gonna allow an opportunity attack from all three of you.
Hell yeah.
From its transformation, it doesn't look so good. You know, you've seen it stronger before, the Oblex. The slime, for whatever reason, it looks like less. It just looks like it's not as fluid with its motions. It doesn't look like it's got a lot of its HP. And so Mups is gonna swing for an opportunity attack. It's going to hit.
Nice.
Only 7 points of damage, but does 7 points of damage.
Okay. I got an 18 to hit on my.
Okay, go ahead.
Attack. All right. That will do 10 fire damage from me as I finally, I think for the first time this entire campaign, actually connect with the flame blade.
You raise the flame blade in your hand and you look down at your own body that's laying there and you stab it into the red ooze. And you see yourself smirk as you stab it in and turn back into a red ooze and become lifeless on the ground.
And it appears to be like dead. I still have the cage fucking hit the lifeless ooze on the ground if I can.
The cage hits the lifeless ooze on the ground.
It's just like slapping into fucking silly putty for 8 force damage.
And you are stuck with the image in your mind of yourself smirking at you as your own blade penetrates its chest. It is chaos now in the amphitheater. You know that Bregan and Freylin seem to have made it out of the area. You three are standing together, Zaz, Mtiro, and Mups standing together. There are armed bullywugs that are kind of heading in your direction. They are going to engage you. You have a turn to do something before they reach you. Everyone's kind of spread out. So what would you guys like to do with this turn before these bullywug knights reach you? You're not sure exactly how many are coming right now. You just see a bunch of movement. You see other ones trying to direct the flow of the chaos.
Is there one of them that looks particularly strong?
They all look very similar.
Okay.
There's not one that is particularly strong.
Oh, I would like to cast Enemies Abound on whichever one is, like, I guess second from the front. Not right in the front,
Okay.
second from the front.
Okay, great. Someone kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
Great. What save does he have to make?
He has to make a DC 15 intelligence saving throw, and I'm really hoping that bullywugs don't have high intelligence.
Rolled a 9.
All right.
With a -1 on his intelligence.
Great. It loses the ability to distinguish friend from foe regarding all creatures it can see as enemies until the spell ends in 1 minute. So.
Yes, excellent. You see it. His eyes go wide. His big, bullywug eyes go wide, and he lowers his glaive around and swings it around to the people around him. The knights are kind of backing off. Do you say anything? Do you do anything else for your turn?
I yell out something like, "He's gone mad! He's attempting to usurp the power of the queen!" in bullywug to try to get everybody to attack him.
Okay, great. Zaz, what do you do for your turn?
Oh man, how's Mups looking? Cause he's right here.
He's fine.
He's fine. We're all
totally
fine, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not so fine. I would like to I am at less than half health.
Okay. Yeah, let's see what I can do for you there.
But right now, Zaz, you see as there is a question about what's happening. One of the bullywug knights is swinging a glaive around wildly. People are trying to question. Give me a persuasion roll, Mtiro, to see how persuasive you were on that direction.
Can I give the help action on that to
Oh sure.
be shouting at the same time? Like what is this?
Wow. Thank you for the help action. That's a 26.
A 26. Excellent.
Okay. Seeing that Mtiro is pulling this off, and I think we've at least bought ourselves a little bit of time, I would definitely go over to Mtiro and be like, I would say something like, you must be strong enough to see your father, and I need you on your feet, and I'm gonna cast Healing Word on you. Is that what I want to do? Or Cure Wounds? Cure Wounds should be more.
I think you're right. Cure Wounds is the touch one, so it does more.
Yeah. So I'll cast that on you for lots and lots of health. 45.
Oh, damn. Okay. You could have brought me from 0 to full health with that. I have 45 exactly. So
Wow.
Zaza's been around the block, my man. He doesn't normally heal others, but
no, perhaps is this a skill you learned after that cleric friend you were telling me about who refused to heal?
he would never heal. It was quite annoying, I would say. But yeah, he starts like whistling like cats in the cradle and as he's like, we can't get the rights to that, but he's singing something like that as he touches Mtiro and heals him up.
Thank you, my friend.
Mups is gonna take your direction of trying to cause chaos, and he reaches down and grabs like a handful of the slime and reaches up and just yells, "It was a false queen! The queen was false! Someone has done something!" And he just throws it on the ground and shrugs his shoulders and looks at you guys.
We give him the help action to his persuasion.
Okay, great.
You can do this. Come on, Mups.
It is -1 persuasion.
No, it's gonna work.
Only a 6. That's with advantage.
Damn it.
Doesn't really do anything to help the situation. There's enough confusion. There is a couple. The one that is swinging its glaive around, it is now being occupied by like 4 other bullywugs that are trying to like contain this one who's trying to like stab at them and like trying to contain them. So that's all happening. You guys are feeling like you're able to slink away. There are 2 bullywug knights that seem to feel like they understand, that feel like you guys are involved, and they are kind of running up.
Hey, you two. No, you're under arrest. Something is not right here.
I think you may have us confused with someone else. We're the musical performance, my friend.
Roll a persuasion.
Sure, I'd love to. We'll see
I'll
how
help
that
you.
goes. Thank you.
I'll help you.
I will take your help.
The Zaz and the Bullywugs.
That's a 29, thanks to Zaza's help right there.
You're able to convince one of them. The
Okay,
other one
good.
strikes to attack, where the other one just kind of like, oh yeah, you were part of the band. The other one strikes to attack. Go ahead and roll another initiative.
Okay.
Alright.
All right. Another initiative. What is this?
Oh shit.
Mtiro got a 19.
Okay.
Zaz got a 21.
Nice.
Nat 20 on initiative. You know that you can't really beat that.
You can't. You love to see it.
My pen.
You'll love to see it.
Did he open a portal or was he just trying to run to get to a portal?
He opened a portal and he was trying to run to it. As he died, the portal shut.
Okay. We'll figure it out.
Okay. There's one that seems not convinced and lowers its glaive and looks like it's going to charge and attack. Zaz, you're up first.
Okay. Is he like close enough? Like are we within, like they stopped us as we were walking out?
Yeah, he is within range of his glaive, and he's within 10 feet of you.
Okay. Awesome. That means I want to do... Yeah, I want to Burning Hands him.
Burn. Getting
'Cause
burned.
he's right here. Yeah, he needs to make a dex save of 16.
He makes it.
Okay. He'll still take half damage. Oof, that was bad. That's 17 fire damage.
You place your burning hands onto him, and it like you like get it onto his like armor, starts to heat up. You can tell he's like starting to sizzle inside there. But this Bullywug Knight looks shocked to be taking that much damage. Anything else for your turn?
You must let us go. We were with the band. You tried to stop us. Your queen is, I don't know, ooze? Just let us go after I've, burnt him to half a crisp.
Mtiro, you're up.
I'm going to follow Zaz's lead, and we're just going to be flamethrower bros, and I'm also going to cast Burning Hands at this guy at the same time.
Great.
I see him do it, and I just put my hands together and start firing as well at this dude. So this says a 15 dex save.
Is this a touch spell, or is it a...
No, it's a cone, 15-foot.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay, gotcha. So it's a cone. So yeah, Zaz, you had like burnt him and kind of... What was the dex save?
15 on mine.
Failed with a 4.
Oh, hell yeah.
Let's see how it is.
Well, I only did 12 damage, so...
Okay.
And I say, first of all, who's going to be paying us now that your queen is gone as well? How dare you?
You both use your burning hands and blast fire at this Bullywug Knight. The other one was like, he was gonna not have a turn this turn because he was sort of convinced and then maybe joining the fight. But this display by the one that just got blasted with fire is like backing up. His armor is red hot, and Mupp steps forward with his giant great axe, and they just turn and run.
Good.
And so you guys are able to get away from the chaos and leave the area completely. And we are out of initiative. You head back, and Mupp says, "Oh, we meet back at the Fuzzy Fur." And you head back to the Fuzzy Fur after this battle, where you plan to meet up with Bregan and with Freylin.
I can't say that's the worst concert I've ever performed, but it certainly wasn't the best.
You seemed prepared to make a hasty getaway after a performance, oddly comfortable.
Yes, usually there are things being thrown and things being shouted that I can't hear after all these years, but it's, nice to be able to perform and get the cricks out as we do with our magic.
You did wonderfully. You performed beautifully, and I cannot thank you enough for the help in rescuing my father.
Oh, of course, anything for a friend.
Right, I'll buy him another glass of wine.
Let's empty the tavern of wine tonight.
Okay. So you enter back into the tavern, and you see Bregan sitting there with Freylin, and they both stand up, and Bregan starts by saying, "Thank you. I don't know who you people are, but
I'm Zaz.
Thank you." Oh,
I'm Zaz.
Yes, allow me to introduce myself. I am Imperial Berstero, and this is my companion Zaz. We were contacted by your brother to aid in your rescue.
Yes, they fought fiercely. I would not have been able to save you, brother, without them. And to help save this man as well.
And Freylin stands up and says, "Thank you. I don't know. Again, I don't know what to say. Thank you for saving me."
That was Freylin speaking right there?
Yep.
I'm kind of nudging Mtiro, like, dude, you gotta tell him.
Well,
Come on.
Freylin it is, right?
Yes. Freylin Elderwind. And he kind of puts out a hand in your direction.
I reach out, I guess, to shake his hand and say, "Yes, hello. As I said before, I'm Imptiro Berstero. I'm a fire genasi."
There's not many of you around.
No, there are not.
And he shakes your hand and kind of like, I feel the warmth in your hand, yeah.
Zaz starts playing.
This may sound very difficult to believe, but I believe you might be my father.
He sets down the glass of water onto the table And he steps up close to you. Milo? And he reaches up his hands slowly to your face, and he pulls back. May I?
Yes. Just be careful.
And he starts to touch your face in order to see you. As you can see up close, his eyes are scarred out, looks like burn wounds, long since healed. She did it. She did it. And he just embraces you and starts to cry.
Who is she? What happened? Where have you been my whole life?
Milo. And he
It's a lot to
steps
ask
back.
someone.
He's just crying in your arms. Milo, Mtiro, you said?
Yes, that is the name my mother gave me.
Oh, you're alive. I had no idea. All these years, I had hoped that you would be alive, or that I'd see your mother again. I'm sorry. There's too much. There's so much I can tell you. Here, sit down, and let's find a chair. And he sits you down, and you. Well, tell me about your story. What happened?
My story is more stories at this time. We're meeting under the most strained of circumstances I can imagine, Father. See, I've only recently learned of you, and yet I've known of you my whole life, in a way. I am currently fighting. You could not see it, but there was a great red monstrosity that we just did battle with, and it has attacked me and my dearest companions, and in its psychic probing of my mind made me aware of your existence. You see, I grew up originally believing that my father was a genie and my mother that I'd known my whole life was my mother, but only recently it was revealed to me that was a false truth that I clung to, and that I was adopted as a boy, and I've spent what feels both like a lifetime and an instant searching for you. And
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Calimport, in the markets.
Calimport. In the markets. Well, I guess I'll start with your mother. You have her face, and he like raises his eyebrows. Your mother, her name is Cassina Cinderstone. I worked for Igwilf as a merchant, as someone was an ambassador to the City of Bronze. City of Bronze is a major city, one of the only inhabitable cities by us on the elemental plane of fire. But I was a merchant for Igwilf. You may know her as Tasha is another one of her names, but I would go there frequently to trade, to find things, treasures. Imagine someone going to the elemental plane of fire who wears leaves for clothing. It really wasn't a great fit, but I went, and every day I would pass by the Cinderstone Manor and pass by their beautiful garden, an area that was shielded from the heat, that had many plants, things that reminded me of home. And I would hear your mother sing and started to talk to her over the large stone wall. And I got to know her that way. Till one day she twisted up a bunch of vines and cast it over, and I was able to leap over and join her and get to know her. We fell in love. She was meant to marry someone else, and she didn't want to live that life. Her family are not full fire Genasi. She was born with something they call fire touched. It's something that they believe their family has the genetics to, or has a trait that can be passed down, where she is touched by Kossith himself, and that makes her very valuable. and she didn't want to be used that way. And so I helped her escape, and we ran. We ran and we got married, and we had you, and we were followed, and we thought we were safe in Calimport. It's where we eventually landed, and they came for us. I stayed back to try and defend her as she left. They didn't know about you. For her to have value, she needed to be pure. If she had a child, if it was a pure child, that would be one thing, but a child with mixed heritage like yourself, half Genasi, half Eladrin, we knew that you would be killed. I was overwhelmed. I thought I was dead, but they spared my life. I don't know why, but they didn't kill me. They just burned my eyes and told me to never come back to the elemental plane of fire, to the city of bronze ever again. I didn't know if she made it or if you were alive until now. I think about you every day. I think about her every day, and I've tried to get back, but it's not been easy for me.
You trapped here in the Feywild?
Trapped. There's not a whole lot of ways to get to the elemental plane of fire, to the city of bronze, and after my disgrace as someone who had ran off with the daughter of a powerful family, there's nothing for me anywhere. I've struggled, I've done what I can. I've joined the guard of a nearby town. I'm not sure what would happen if I were to go back. I think maybe if I were to show my face back, they would just kill me then, and I'm not sure. Maybe my exile is something that's good, that's keeping her safe.
No. I cannot believe that. I cannot believe that keeping love separate can ever be the right thing. And I vow to you that I will help reunite you with my mother if she lives.
Thank you. But what you ask is dangerous. The Cinderstone family, they cling to this ideology that there's this power that they got from Kaseth himself, and that their trait goes down through the generations, and it's a religion, but it's bullshit, and they know it's bullshit, and they use it. They use it to inflict their power on others, and to use their daughters as pawns to marry off to gain more power. Our one goal was to keep you safe, and I had assumed the worst, that there was no way that Cassina would have been able to save you.
Well,
but she found a way.
She did, and that is why we will save her. I know you say this is dangerous, but if there is a power to be had, to be passed down, it has been passed down to me, and I will bring it to them with righteous fury to rescue her, to rescue your lost love, my mother. And it would be of the most importance to me under any other circumstances, but I am already in the midst of a quest of friends who need rescued. Perhaps this is where you might be able to help me if you have any understanding of traveling between the worlds, the realities. I have two friends, Huguenard Rockbridge and Namby Pambleton, who are being kept apart from me by that same monstrosity that we defeated. And currently, I must find them.
I don't have any, besides, the one ability I have where I can, teleport a short distance. I don't know a way out of the Feywild. I don't know a way out to other realms.
And he was born in the Feywild, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if you know that, actually.
Just tell Zaz, try banishing him to see if he can go somewhere else. But if he was born here, he'll just end up back here. I mean,
you in thinking about this, you take out that
that's what
page.
I was about to say.
Okay.
Mtiro reaches into his pocket and pulls out that page to see if he can find any information.
The letters on the page are now glowing with a kind of a golden light that kind of traces around the text as you look at it.
Interesting. And do they say anything that I can understand?
It's a part of the story. It's a random part of Crowning AI Achievement. You read through the text. It's not really highlighting specific letters.
Okay.
But you feel like there's that holding it. You feel like you have the ability to activate it somehow. You know, it just kind of feels like
I do
it could
know
be
a certain
natural.
way that Mtiro uses paper to do things. So I can only think that his instinct would be to burn the page and use that to access like the weave of magic to transport between realms, which is I think what he would do. But he would, before he did that, he would at least say goodbyes to people if there's a chance that it's going to happen instantly. And I would say to my father, I'd say, I think I have an idea of how I can return to my friends right now, but I vow to you that I will return to you. And if you are able to make your own way out of the Feywild, I urge you to find a man named Gumbald Leatherman. He is my butler, and he will take care of you. Zaz, you are also welcome at my home anytime for the great service that you have done me.
Oh, it was my pleasure. This was more entertaining than anything I've experienced lately. So I will take care of your father here, and we will find a way out of here. I'm certain of it, and I'll keep an eye out for you, and who knows what we'll run into here in the Feywild.
Well, I would caution you to stay clear of us. Those bullywog swamps, I believe there's some hags that live nearby that could be quite dangerous, so...
I love a good hag.
I don't know if they'll be around for long, but perhaps you could find them and make your way back to the material, to the normal plane of existence. I do know that there are some captives being held there from a wedding, and soon they will be rescued, if they haven't already. I'm not sure what the timeline was for Wild Love. Did we spend a whole day in the Feywild in Wild Love?
You guys...
They did the wedding ceremony, but I don't think we had a long rest, so it may already be too late.
I think you did, yeah, because that charged your... It was like a long rest by doing that ceremony, and then you moved forward. So that the events of that have already completed yesterday.
Okay. Well, then never mind. That won't work. But there's some dead hags. You know about now.
We'll keep our ear to the ground, my friend.
I appreciate it, and thank you for all your help. Thank you. Please, Father, stay with this man. He is a great hero. Stories will tell you otherwise. They will tell you that perhaps he is not the greatest musician, or perhaps he is uncaring, but I have witnessed his prowess and his passion in person.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I will keep close to this great adventurer. Thank you for coming for me, Milo, Mtiro. Thank you.
Of course.
And he goes to give you a hug.
I give him a hug back. I give him a
embraces, and you can just hear him kind of crying again as he steps back and kind of composes himself and wipes some steam from his nose, because notice his tear ducts don't really work in his burned out eyes.
Makes sense, I guess. How does that work? How do you cry without eyes?
I mean,
Don't like that.
you like sob,
All
like
right.
he was like kind of like wailing, like
Makes sense. All right. Our story. This is a wonderful day, Father. A story that we thought was concluded is just beginning, and we will pick it up when I next see you. And then I'm going to burn the paper.
Okay, you burn the paper, and you see a portal open up, made of kind of spectral pages, like golden spectral pages that form a portal. Looks like the red portal you've seen before, but a different color.
I assume they can't see it, based on previous things where the people in the stories
Correct.
can't see the
It
portal.
does not look like they have acknowledged it.
I just give them a little look and a nod goodbye, and I step into it.
You step into the portal, and that is where we are going to end the episode as you step into the golden portal and are transported forward into the world of Crowning AI Achievement. Somewhere. Mtiro, you have unlocked a species trait, the face step.
Oh, yeah. Which I did, obviously, on accident in a previous episode.
You sure did. And that will conclude our episode today. Thank you to the players this week, Scott and Tyler.
Wow.
Their socials can be found in the description. If you want to see the video of the episode, it'll be up on our YouTube. Follow us at Talltale Tavern Podcast on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. If you like us, give us one of those good 5-star reviews. Join our Discord too. Thank you to Tyler Adelsperger for our intro music. Thank you to Zaezar for our artwork. And with that, we will see you next time at the Talltale Tavern.